Welcome to part 2 of 2 of our tutorial series for the Defender Drone Model Kit. In part 1, we cleaned, trimmed, painted, and got pretty far on the drone. Let's continue. I use a special technique to make these lenses for the main eye. So, just peel off the protective coating, and you can trim this lens out just so it pressure fits inside that lens. This is not glued in there, but it'll never come out. I trimmed it on a belt sander, so it's just pressed on really hard, and it will not come out. It doesn't have glue on it. Anyone that's ever tried to glue PETG knows that it can fog. It's kind of a nightmare, but just trim it really slow and you have a really nice clear lens that fits just inside that housing. The detail on this kit is sickening. Check this out. It's this little trim piece. It goes right there. These decals are going to be really hard to see on tape. They're white decals, really super high quality. Trim it close to the edges, being careful not to cut the actual artwork. I'll be using 166 as the call sign for this drone because it mates with this graphic, Tom Cruise with his head cut off. And we're going to seal this with microset. Great stuff. This Q-tip is just absorbing some of the moisture. And I just use an X-Acto blade to get it settled into its final position. And a little more microset, or you could use microsol. Microsol is a little more aggressive. I like to use it sometimes too. But when you do this properly and you're using microset or microsol, these really look like they're painted on. You just got to go steady and just keep working them until they set in here. And they really look like they're painted in. Now, someone's got to be out of their mind if they're going to try to do this, but these are little triangles, microscopic decals. And I saw some reference photos that showed something like this, but I'm going to do my best to put these on. I mean, look how tiny these are. If you have a thick-edged decal, you'll want to babysit and apply many coats of microset until the edge starts to fade away. This one took about 8 coats. Before we start weathering and putting on the final details, we're going to matte coat this so that if we go astray with our weathering, we could just wipe it right off. And I'm protecting the clear lens. I'm just going to give it a couple light coats of matte clear. The only way to truly achieve this kind of weathering control is by using an airbrush. I'm using a Pache, my favorite. I have a separate tutorial for weathering tips and tricks. The main thing to remember here is you want a very thin paint. You're basically adding a little paint to solvent to achieve this subtlety. Here, we need to indicate a panel line. The easiest and fastest way to do this is to use graphite or a pencil. Use a straight edge and simply draw on your panel separation. It's up to you if you want to darken in all the panel lines, but I think it looks really good against white if you spend a little extra time darkening up those lines. Finally, here's your finished model. It took some doing, but we finally made it.
The decals really add a lot of scale to this piece, and the size of this monster is tremendous. There's one more thing I'm going to do here, and that's build a base. The base kit consists of a laser-cut topper sheet and a clear acrylic rod. You can use anything from plastic, acrylic, to MDF to create the thick part of the base. Peel the backing paper off the plastic and use spray adhesive to attach it to your base. Thanks for watching the Drone Defender tutorial series. I hope I was able to teach you some new skills. Keep your eyes peeled for more coming soon. Click on these links to visit the other studio scale models.